You're watching Brooklyn Mama's Kitchen. I'm Liza, and today we're cooking with Luann in Ditmas Park.
Hi.
What are we making today?
We're going to be making what my son calls the green machine. It's a Spanish tortilla or a Tortilla Espanola with spinach mixed in it.
Love it.
So the first thing we're going to do is peel the potatoes.
So where did you come up with this recipe?
Well, I studied abroad in Spain for a year, and I ate a lot of Spanish tortillas while I was there, which is essentially a Spanish omelet. And when I came home, I was making them all the time, and my son, who's a really picky eater, actually likes eating a Spanish tortilla, which really surprises me because it's hard to get him to eat anything. And then I decided to put spinach in it one day and mix it up with, with the egg, and he loved it. And he's like excited about eating his green machine, as he likes to call it.
That's great. That's great.
Very
I mean, there's so much you can say. It's like the whole food.
The whole food, that's part of it. He says, superheroes eat green things and it makes them big and strong. And I'm like, that's right. They make them big and strong. After I peel the potatoes, I sort of cube them small, not too big. You want them to cook through. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little, it's got the protein, it's got a little starch in it, and then now it's got the veg. Tortillas are generally served cold, but I'm not a fan of eating it.
That's interesting.
They're usually kind of left at room temperature, and people
With
eat them
eggs?
with eggs, yeah, and potato. But
Is it a breakfast thing, or is it like
it's like an
any time of
all-day
day?
thing. They generally eat them in a sandwich, like with like not baguette, but like nice bread or whatever. They'll eat it. They'll cut it up and put it in a bread, and they'll eat it as a sandwich. I just put whatever to kind of coat the bottom of the pan, the olive oil.
You want to see, Nicole? Look, potatoes are going in.
And then I put a little salt and pepper to taste, and just sort of let them brown. And of course, you want to maybe test one of the potatoes. You want to make sure that they're soft and not.
Yeah.
Some people may want to add onion or garlic or I don't know. I bet you could probably even add a little cheese to it.
Yeah, that would be good.
That makes it a little less traditional
Yeah.
tortilla española. I mean, adding the spinach doesn't make it traditional, but I find that, like I said, trying to get my son to eat anything green is like really a struggle. So once you're done, while the potatoes are cooking, you want to make the egg mixture. So I'm going to put in 4 jumbo eggs. A little salt and pepper to taste. So I just add it raw. Sometimes I've cooked it before and put it in, but I found that to save the step of cooking it before, and I can really.
And it still
put
cooks in there once you sort of combine
That's
them.
right.
Yeah.
So I just take like a handful of it. I mean, I said a cup, I think, in the instructions, but like really, it's just, you can put more or less, however much you want. And then I blend it. I'm using my bowl. Oh, look at that. Looks like a green smoothie. Yeah, it's good. So I just mix them around a little bit. They're starting to brown on one side.
And you can save like whatever he doesn't eat and either serve it for breakfast or you can send it to school with him.
I could send it to school with him, because like I said, traditionally this is the kind of meal where you would eat it at room temperature. It's okay. Like the egg's actually okay to eat at room temperature. I mean, I think the United States is one of the only places where people refrigerate their eggs, believe it or not. I think in all other countries they just leave them out at room temperature.
Yeah.
So you can, you can put it in a lunch. All right, so I think more or less they're cooked, but they might be a little not as soft as you'd want them. And I kind of make sure I coat like all over. All right, so I'm gonna kind of let it sit for a second so that it cooks on the bottom. You can kind of see if you look up here, it's starting to kind of form, you can pull it back a little bit. And as you're pulling it back, you're gonna wanna get the egg underneath it. So right now, you can see it's like starting to kind of come up. And so you wanna get more of the juice underneath there so it cooks underneath. Now it's really starting to do it a little bit better, if you like. So you kind of pull the juice down, keep going around until you get like all the juice underneath. So clean this. So you're gonna get to the point where like you're not really getting any juice underneath it.
So it's definitely starting to like truly solidify.
Yeah. It's a very swift motion. Otherwise you might, you know, and you gotta hold it down because the plate's kind of slippery. And that's what it looks like underneath. So then you put it back over here.
And now you're just putting it back so it comes to the other side.
Yeah. Now I'm letting it cook on the bottom. Now, on the bottom, because it's generally like all of the potatoes are kind of, it's like a little ridgy, you know, because the potatoes. You do want to make sure you kind of like cook it through. And at some point, lift it up a little, see how it looks underneath. Sometimes because it's small, I can flip it, see how it looks. And generally, it looks like it's kind of cooking. But what I'll do at this point to see if it's cooked in between. Sometimes what people will do is I'll put like a cover on top to kind of make sure it's kind of cooking in the middle if I'm like in a rush. You don't want to leave it on for too long because then it kind of makes it wet. And give it a few more minutes. Sounds like he's singing. All right, so because I've cut it in half, maybe it's a little easier, but it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's like a heavy. So there you go. Pretty like thick. The egg.
Looks good.
Yep.
There you go. Ever try it?
Yeah, yeah. Of course. It might be a little hot, so I do warn you. It's a little. Oh, I love eggs and ketchup. I love it. But
Oh, Lorraine, it's so good.
It is good.
It's so good.
I love it. It's one of my favorites to eat.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for cooking with us.
Thank you for having
It
me.
was so great. And thank you for watching Brooklyn Mama's Kitchen. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Nick, you want to try?
Yummy. Yeah,